Hi, Kathy. Hi, Gooby. How are you? I was wondering if you'd be awake still. I figured you would. How you guys doing? Hi, Pam. I haven't seen you for a long time. Kathy, farm wife, T. Beatty. Hey, how you guys doing? What's new? Did you watch the trial at all today? I love that lawyer. She's the kind of lawyer you'd want if you needed one, you know? Oh, you're about to eat dinner? What are you having? I just had I had one of those banquet chicken bowls. They're frozen, but they're pretty good actually. You're eating hash browns and chicken sausage. Okay, that sounds good. You're catching up on the trail. I'm eating penny pasta and salad. Hey, Kubi, I love your channel. Kubi has a channel, you guys, and it's good. I watched a lot of them. I don't know if you saw, I made comments on a lot of them. Yeah, they're heading home. But man, wasn't she good, that lawyer? I mean, I cannot believe how many lies she's catching her in. And she just keeps going. That's the thing that just blows my mind. She just keeps going, that herd. You know what I'm saying? Oh no, Kubi, you need to keep those up, girl. And just start making more. I mean, because the ones you have, I'm going to try a couple of those so far that I've seen, especially the pineapple and lime. Um, well, you know, like the popsicles that you made. I'm going to make them for my grandkids. Oh my gosh, she's unbelievable. I mean, there's a point to where that lawyer, you know, she was just catching her left and right, and I was thinking, aren't you embarrassed? I mean, I was getting embarrassed for her. My day, oh, I was on the phone most of the day. I had to call because I had a doctor, you know, where you have a doctor thing over the phone, and then I had to call my insurance and see if they covered a couple things that I need to be getting done. And then I had to call the actual doctors and the places to make sure that they took the insurance, you know, just all that boring stuff. And then I talked to the restaurant general manager over what happened with Jason, and she was very, very nice. He's not going to get his money back, but I mean, I didn't ask for the money back, but um, oh, and you're going to love this. Anybody that's been following me on this thing with the restaurant, are you ready? She's one of the trainers. I said to the general manager, I said, she's what? She's one of the trainers for your new hires. I said, you have got to be kidding. And I started to laugh. I couldn't help it. And I said, I'm sorry, but from what I saw, I hope to goodness she's not teaching her ways, if what I saw was her ways. And so she basically said that she's definitely going to talk to her, and that they're sending me a dinner tomorrow. Someone's bringing it over from Wood Ranch, and Jason's getting another reservation with a free meal, a couple free meals. Yeah, can you believe that? She was a trainer. I went, oh my gosh. I said, are you sure that you should have her as a trainer? I said, and when I was talking to her, I said, I don't know how to say it. I don't know how to get across to you. It's hard to tell someone, you know what I mean, what they felt and what they saw. And she said, was it maybe like she was cold? And I said, bingo, that's it. As a perfect way to put it. She was very cold. I said, and it set the whole atmosphere. And I said, and now, because she asked me, she said, would you like to come in and have dinner? I said, no, I wouldn't. I said, because as soon as I went in there, I would think, and those feelings are still so new to me on how she made the whole night or day. I said, I don't. I said, I appreciate that, but no, I don't want to go in there. Was I getting punked? No. But yeah, so that's what's going on tomorrow. Oh, and then I told her, I said, and I didn't tell Jeff, which is the manager of Wood Ranch. Oh, I keep yawning, I'm sorry. And I said, and on top of it, I said, my granddaughter couldn't eat her hamburger. She said it wasn't good. And I said, and God forbid we ask her to take it back. I said, we were all like, we're not going to say nothing. I said, my baked potato was still hard. I don't mean rock hard, but it hadn't been cooked all the way through. I said, and the Brussels sprouts weren't cooked all the way through. And she was writing all of it down. And she goes, I will be talking to the cooks. And I told her, I said, I'm not trying to get them in trouble. And, the cooks, I really am not. I said, but it really wasn't done. And she said, no problem. She said, but she goes, I need to know these things, And she said, thank you for calling. I'm glad you did call. And I'm so sorry that it was such a bad experience, and especially, under the circumstances. She really was. Very nice. Her and that Jeff both were very, very kind. No, Kubi. It wasn't. It was, well, I was going to, but I don't think he spent so much money. I don't know that they could refund all of it. He really did spend a lot of money. And, I'm sure she can look back and know how much he spent. You know what I mean? But it really, really ticked me off. But I can deep, but now it's, it's done, and I finally was able to talk to some people. But I really don't think she's the perfect person to be a trainer if you want to keep your business open. But what did you guys think of the trial? Did you think that, weren't you getting embarrassed for her? It was like, you look like a complete idiot. It was just so bizarre. Things that she could literally call her out on, and yet she's still right beyond that lawyer talking. She kept saying, that she didn't do anything wrong, and that she was trying to get herself out of harm's way. Really? Really? God. Oh my Lord. I really, honestly, I don't think she's going to win this. I'll be shocked. I will be shocked if she gets anything out of this. Hi, Tammy. Hi, Margot. TBD. Oh, that was just nuts. Yeah, well, don't even bother, Kubi. Just go somewhere else. And like I told her, I said, my son, he put out a bunch of different places when he texted me, you know, Mom, I'm going to throw stuff out there and tell me wherever you want to go. And some of these places were very, very nice places to go. And I thought, you know what? So many people are going, and I don't want them spending, buku bucks on a place. I mean, this place was expensive enough, but some of the other places that he was mentioning, he would have spent a very, very pretty penny. And I didn't want him to. And, it just makes me sad that, he even spent what he spent there. But at least he'll have reservations and get a couple dinners, at least it's something for him. And I have to make a couple more videos. I have to get that done. And do you realize, you guys, tomorrow's already Wednesday and I'll be going to work the next day? Doesn't it seem like it seems like yesterday I just said, I'm at work, I'm on my break, and all you guys were on talking to the girls on their vacation, and I was going to work, and here I am again, going back to work. Good grief. Oh, thanks, Gooby. Yeah, it's just crazy. And I haven't seen Danielle. Danielle hasn't been on any live I've been on, and I haven't seen her in Slack. Have you guys at all? I haven't seen her. Have you, Takubi, at all? Hi, Kathy from Texas. Oh, do you really, Kathy? Well, that's okay. Everyone has their own opinion and they see things their own way, and that's okay. Really, Kim D? Kubi. Maybe she's at her mom's or something. I don't know. Weird, huh? It's weird. Today was a nice day as far as weather. Really nice day as far as weather, but it's going to heat up again next week, so. Hi, Aunt She. Yeah. So, did you guys? You had the penny. What did everyone else have for dinner? 2 more days of school and then you're out. Well, that's wonderful. And then are you going to kick it to the beach, Kubi? They probably will, Kathy, both lose. And in the end, like I said, all they've done is air their dirty laundry, but, so be it if that's what they. Because they knew there was a chance of that. I mean, oh my gosh, Kubi, 2 more. You're only going to be gone 2 days and then you got to go right back to it? Hi, Lisa S. How are you? Yeah, that's true. My grandson goes to school in Kansas. His last day is tomorrow. My daughter doesn't get done with school. Is this the daughter that had the baby that passed, Kathy, just recently? She's a teacher, or is this a different daughter? Oh, I'm glad, Lisa. So I mean, it's your choice to do summer school, right, Kubi? It's not that you had to, but you chose to do it. I think the kids out here, gosh, some kids are getting out June 2nd, but I don't think, no, I know Everly's not, because I'm spending the night at Dacia's to take her to school the next day, because they have to go with London to get his teeth done, because they have to put him under a general anesthetic. So yeah, she still has school, but she's in a private school, so maybe that's different. Oh, you have two teacher daughters. This one is the different. Okay. It's still 96 degrees there. Ugh, I'm dreading it. It's coming. Trust me. My daughter did summer school last year. Well, I have to teach summer school to pay my bills. Tammy, our last day of school is the 27th. Hi, Captain Lee fan. Oh, so you don't mind it, Kubi. You don't mind. Okay, that's good. The teacher that I used to work for when I was an aide in her class, she always worked summer school. And I used to think, Sue, why are you doing that? Why don't you just go on vacation or something? Don't you need a break? But she was like you, she didn't mind it, and well, I don't know if she had bills to pay, but, well, probably. But, yeah, she did. She'd work summer school. You love the 90s, Kim D? Ugh. Oh, if I could bottle mine up, I'd bottle it and give it to you. Friday is award ceremony. Oh, cool. What awards is Ethan getting? I don't have any graduates until, my gosh, Aubrey was the last one, and that was last year. So we still have Austin and Sienna and Everly and London and Hudson, and the oldest is 10, so we've got a while to go for any more graduates. I mean, of high school. Oh, you're listening while you're laying down to go to sleep? Okay. I used to like working at the school. I really did. I really like the first and second graders and the kindergartners. Well, and I like the third graders, but then when you get into fourth, fifth, and sixth, all of a sudden something happens and they think they know more than you do. I don't know what happens, but something happens. And I would see it every year, the little ones that I first worked with, and then as they get older and older and older, it's like, oh, what happened to the little one in kindergarten and first grade? Oh, she did graduate kindergarten. Those are so cute when they do that. Of course, I'd rather be on the beach, but I teach summer school, work curriculum studio, and taking 3 classes, so if I complain later, you know why. Wow, you've got a lot on your plate. Isn't that the truth, Kubi? After 3rd grade, I don't know what happens. I don't know. But before that, I love talking to them. They are so cute, And they'll just say whatever's on their mind. It just cracks me up. It was in Florida. Oh, I know. Kindergarten graduations are so cute. Well, actually, we had that with Everly last year, now that I'm thinking about it, with their little hats on and stuff. I'm sitting there crying my head off like she was graduating high school. Third grade is really one of my favorites too, Kubi. Oh, they used to crack me up. Hi, Denise. How you doing? How's everything going? How's your weather? Trying to think what's new and in the world. Oh, do I really want to know? Maybe I don't. I'm thankful all my solar lights work. I was worried about a couple of them last night, but they all seem to be doing okay. What grade do you teach now, Kubi? I would not want to be a sixth grade teacher. I would not. And I wouldn't want to be a junior high or a high school teacher. Not today. Not in today's world, I wouldn't. I would still want to be with the little ones. When I just thought of something. When I used to work at the school, I also worked noon duty. I was there all day. A lot of the aides, they would only work like 3 or 4 hours and then they go home. Where I was there, I worked in the SDC and the RSP class in the morning, then I did noon duty and the cafeteria, and then I did the rest of the day. So I was there all day. And I did it at the school that all my kids went to, the elementary school at one time or another, and Dacia was in at that school because I used to volunteer all the time when she was in kindergarten, and they used to say, I don't know why you don't and just take the test and become an aide. You'll be paid for it. You'll be paid for the thing you're doing right now. So I did, and then I started working there. Well, anyway, so when I was out on the playground in the field, I used to, how I sing sometimes? Well, I used to do that at the school, and I'd start singing. I'd sing certain songs, and all the kids would start singing with me. So at one point, I'd get all the kids, and they would be behind me, and I go, "Come on, kids, let's pretend like we're Sound of Music." Some of them didn't know what it was, and I said, "Just follow me." So we're singing, and the teachers would come out, and they'd kind of look because there was two different lunch times. And of course, I knew all the teachers, and they would kind of look out because they'd hear all this singing sometimes. And they'd just turn their head and they just kind of laugh. And the teacher that I worked with, I mean, I knew her real well. And she used to crack up. She goes, "You're like the Pied Piper." I used to love it. I used to love those little kids, and they're singing. Oh, I used to love that. And then Daisha would be with me, and that was really cool, because I was always with her. I wonder if they ever think now, I wonder whatever happened to that weird uh, cafeteria lady. You teach fourth, and I still have one mouthing off here and there. He just needs love. Yeah, and some of them you can kind of see where it's coming from. You have a beautiful full moon tonight. I drove past a lake a bit ago and the moon was reflecting. Oh, I think that's so pretty when it does that. Night, T Biddy. Oh, Kubi, I'm telling you, we would have a blast. I used to have so much fun when I worked with Sue. Oh my gosh. Your oldest daughter who lost her baby. Oh, yes. Her school had 4 gangs. Oh, gosh. Last year, shootings after the kids got out of school. She got a new position in a smaller district by where she lives now. Oh, yeah, I'm sure it is a relief for you. Well, that's what started happening at the school I was at, unfortunately. Wait a minute. I'll tell you in a minute. Oh, I have to tell you a story about this. Oh, kids always say, I know that's how they used to be with me. And I go, well, just listen to me and you can start singing it. You'll get it. Don't worry. Hi, Element. Does she really say that? Yeah, it's true. I used to, honest to goodness, you guys, I really did. I go, okay, guys, listen. Raindrops on roses and whiskers on kittens, bright kettles and woolen mittens. And I'd start, and they'd be looking at me like, what the heck's happening to her? And then all of a sudden I'd start singing, and I go, come on, kids. And I'd get them all behind me. Sometimes I think about it now, and I think, oh my gosh, what people must have thought, or what those kids think now that they're older. But I really did used to do that. I know it shocks everyone. But yeah, anyway, I was going to tell you, Kathy, the school that I left, there was a couple kids, and the teachers always used to have me go and sit and talk to certain kids that kind of were problems, because I just had a way with them. And they used to bus the kids in to our district that were in a pretty rough district to where I was. And I remember there were 2 brothers, Fabian, they were twins, Fabian and Francisco. And I remember they came, and they were in a real bad gang infested area where they lived. And so in the beginning, I mean, they really, really copped an attitude when they first came, okay? And they were in 5th grade when they came, but they had been held back. I think they'd been held back a couple years because they were older looking even. And so I remember the first time I saw them, it was at lunch. And they were kind of giving me a look, and I go, and they were both sitting together at lunch. And so I went up and I said, hey, how you doing? And, they just kind of looked at me, and so I said, okay, part the waters, meaning I wanted both of them to kind of move aside because I wanted to sit in the middle of them. And they kind of looked at me like, what's her trip, And so I said, you know what? I said, I want to come to an understanding with you right from the get-go. I said, if you can't respect me, fake it. I'm not asking you, I'm telling you. I said, do we understand each other? By the end of the school year, both of them, I mean, they really started to warm up to me and everything. They used to call me Red because of my hair. They didn't call me, and I let them. I mean, I wasn't the type where you need to call me Miss whatever or Mrs. whatever. I didn't do that. And so they called me Red. So through the course of the year, they really, really started warming up. And I still have it to this day. Francisco gave me a stuffed white baby seal, a stuffed animal. And just really became very close to them. And most of the kids I did, but they knew to respect me because I wouldn't tolerate anything less. But on the same token, I would be very, I would talk to them and we'd have a good time, but don't disrespect me, and that's just the way it was. And a lot of the kids, I always hated the summer when they would leave because some of them, when they were in 6th grade, because that's where it ended at that school, and then they would go on to high school. And it was always sad for me when they would leave. Yeah, they really did, Kubi. They called me Red. Hey, Red! And I'd wave at them, And, but we ended up being very, very close. Most of the kids did, but all that to say, Kathy, it did get to be pretty bad. And then this one kid, they didn't know what was going on with him, but he just was so rebellious. And he also was bussed in and had been held back. And I think He was in sixth grade, but I believe he was 14. And so he would pull his hair out, literally pull his hair out. So I got to talking to him. Well, I finally got it out of him because the school psychologist even was in there. And you get to know all these that come in, the school psychologist and all these others that come in and out. When you work, I was there for 6 years. And so I was talking to him and I finally found out what had happened. He had seen his brother killed in front of his eyes. They had broke into the house and he saw that. And it just put him into this mental state that, for a kid, you can only imagine. And so anyway, they would let me, go, and we'd go sit at the bench outside and I'd let him read to me and stuff because, he really was very disruptive, and stuff. And so one day he was out on the playground. And I remember he was really getting agitated. And I said, what's going on? I said, what is happening here? They were playing basketball. And I said, what's happening? I said, what is the problem? He's bugging me, and how they do. He's bugging me. Well, he's not, the same typical stuff. Well, anyway, I didn't think too much of it. He pulled out a knife. And he didn't hurt anybody. But that was it. He was gone. And I don't know where he went. I have no idea because it was getting real close. It was the year that we were moving here. And I don't ever know what happened. But I think of him often. And I always pray that he, somehow got into a better life, But I do remember him vividly. And it was so sad to think, because he got kicked out of the school. He had a weapon. And that was sad. That was sad for me because you get to really get a relationship with those kids. And it's very sad at the end of the year when you really get to know them because, like I said, a lot of them, some move and some go on to high school. And, there's just certain ones that really tug at your heart. I do have a few letters still that the kids wrote me the last day of school, and I still have them. Hey, Nana Patty. Let me see, who am I missing? Nana Patty, Element, I said hi to. Hi, Amy Lawler. Hi, Jackie Burns. Yeah, it's sad. How you feeling, Nana Patty? Has anyone heard from Sharon to know how she's doing? Did she ever go to the ER? How you doing, Amy Lawler? Did Nicole come in here? I can't remember. Have you been in here, Nicole? You're probably fishing. I never realized what an avid fisherwoman Nicole was. She goes fishing a lot at night, and she'll fish all night long, you guys. All night. I feel blessed that I was raised in a small town. Our school was the top 10 public school in our state. Back then, we didn't have to deal with the awful things that go on now. Oh, I know. That is so true, Denise. So true. The school I worked at now is completely locked up. You can't get in. Because like I told you, it started to get a little bit bad, when we left. But now, because I went to see my friend Sue that, I worked with. And you have to go through the office, and the rest of the school is they have real tall gates now, and they're all locked. You can't get in or out without being let out. Really different than what it was when I was there. She went to the doctor, has a broken toe. The rest checked out okay. Really? She had a broken toe, Kathy? You're doing okay. Sharon has a broken toe. Now, how the heck, on an ear infection, how the heck did she break her toe? Huh. Well, better her toe than I was worried about her head, is what I was worried about. No, ear infections are not fun. They're very painful. Oh, an ear infection. I wonder if she got that from the water, from the beach. What do you think? Broke, she broke it when she fell. Huh. Trying to, oh, wait a minute. Did her toe get caught in the sheet or the something from the bed? That was her, wasn't it? I think it was, if I remember right. Maybe she broke it that way. Yeah, Denise, the 60s and 70s, they were different. Although the school I went to was kind of a rough school because it was right next to the housing projects where I used to hang out. But it was a rough area. So yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, it was rough. That school also is completely huge gates now and everything locked up. Well, the my where I lived in Long Beach, you wouldn't dare go down that street now. So that's sad. I pulled up my old house when I was a teenager. Well, 12, 13. And I looked down the block and I just couldn't believe it. I mean, it was so different, you know, from when I lived there. I mean, it was middle class. It wasn't upper middle class. It was just middle class. And but all my friends lived in the projects, and so that's where I hung out all the time. A lot of them would hop the fence to get to school. That's how close. I mean, the projects were right next to the school. She banged her toe into one of the rocking chairs. Yes, she got, oh, that's what I thought. She probably got ocean water in her ear. Poor thing. But you're doing good, huh, Nana Patty? Did your knee settle down? Were you glad to be home, Nana Patty? Happy to be home, or could you stay away another month and be fine? How is your, I meant to ask because I was thinking about him. How is your grandson, the one, I think you had two that were kind of dealing with some issues. Did they end up being living together or something? Or did I dream that? I remember you were really worried about him, but why do I think they ended up together? Maybe that isn't even real. Do you ever do that, you guys, when you think back on something that you've heard and you think, did I hear that or did I dream that? Did any of you, I can't remember, I asked you before, but I can't remember what anyone said. Did any of you watch Ozark with Justin Bateman? I bet Molly, Taz, and every fur baby missed you. Yeah, I bet they did too, Kubi. Kubi, what do you do with your cats when you're gone? Do you take them and put them in a board in the boarding at the vet? That's what we did with our dogs when Bella was alive. Her and Polly, we took them to the vet, you know, because they have an area where they call it a hotel, and they stayed there. But oh gosh, that just drove me nuts, you know, thinking about them staying, because you know where they sleep and stuff. It's not like at home, obviously. But man, that was expensive. Holy moly, was that expensive? And you had to make sure they had all their shots before they could stay. And yeah, that was expensive. You still have swelling in your leg and knee. I was ready to come home. My grandson went through rehab for a week and now he's in a sober house. Oh, good. What about your other grandson? Didn't you have two of them that were going through some issues at the same time? I'm glad that he's in a sober house now. Okay, you watch Ozark? Did you see the whole thing? The town I live in now is small. Even have a street light. Kubi, I should have had a video camera when I got home. The animals were so excited. Oh, I bet they were. Ozarks is a good movie. I only saw the first. I've never watched Ozark. My dad was born and raised in the Ozarks in Missouri. Oh wow, farm wife. My stepson is trying to get into rehab but doesn't have insurance. He has to have insurance to get into rehab? There's nothing where he can get into without rehab? I never knew you have to have rehab to be in, rehab. I never knew that you had to have insurance to get into rehab. Good grief. I only watched the first season of Ozark, and it was really good. And why I stopped is beyond me. But I got to start again because I remember it was really bizarre. I remember thinking, as it went on, it started to get really weird. And I thought, what the heck? It was so twisty, but I have to get back into it because it was good. My boys loved it. Justin, oh no, here we go. Hi, Justin. Haha, I'm so dumb. I thought this was just a replay. No, Justin, this isn't a replay. This is real life. This is real right now. Okay, signing up for insurance. Oh, I know, Kubi. He's a trip. Hi, Lisa H. How the heck are you? Yep, yep. You can call me Red. A lot of the kids started calling me that after that. So you're to the last season of Ozarks. You've seen the whole thing. I gotta watch that. Mark, okay. Did you hear about the houses on the Outer Banks? They are being swept into the ocean. Oh, for corn's sake. Really, Tammy? Um, Speaking of What was that movie again, Nana Patty, that we watched that you turned us on to? The Outer Banks made me think of it. Was that what it's called, Outer Banks? Remember with the good-looking kid that if I was a teenager I would have went for? Could be I had no idea that Kathy got off on killing Betty. I was going to go and see what happened to real life, but I thought I wanted to be a surprise. Well, I don't know what that's about. Oh, I didn't watch that yet. Okay, so I'm not going to even look at it. Oh, just saying hi to everybody. I finished Ozarks, waiting for next Under the Banner of Heaven. Oh, I don't know that. Can't wait for Outer Banks. Oh my gosh, yes, I forgot about that. How could I forget? Is Nurse Ratched, is there a new season for that yet? That was so good too. Was that Cruel Summer, Lisa H? Was that the one Nana Patty told, where we all watched it? About the kids where the dad, remember he thought his dad was dead, but he wasn't? Why is it taking so long for Nurse Ratched? Oh yeah, and Clickbait and Handmaid's Tale. Lisa H, have you talked to Danielle at all? Because I haven't seen her anywhere. I was getting a little worried. You never saw Nurse Ratched, Kubi? Oh my gosh, Kubi. Listen, you need to go. And it's on Netflix, isn't it, you guys? I believe is it Netflix that Nurse Ratched is on? You need to go watch and binge watch the whole first season. Trust me, you'll want to. It is nuts. It's a takeoff from The Shining. Not The Shining, I'm sorry. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, Nurse Ratched. I'm telling you, it is bizarre, but I know you'll like it. Well, I didn't see that on movie night. Nurse Ratched, my kids told me about it. And they go, Mom, you got to watch it. And it was so good. But my gosh, Lisa, has it been almost 2 years? And they haven't brought out a second season? Okay, The Outer Banks, that's what we did watch. That was so good. Do they have a new season out of that, Nana Patty, yet? Okay, maybe that's what it was, the virus. That could be. Are you sure Danielle's okay? Because I just don't see her anywhere. But if you say she's okay, then thank God. Oh, Denise. Oh my gosh, it's so good. Like I said, it's about the Nurse Ratched that was on a takeoff from her from the Cuckoo's Nest. Remember how mean she was? If you saw One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest with Jack Nicholson, and I'm telling you, it is the most bizarre. It's a thriller. It's a thriller, and it's a series. But I mean, some of the stuff that goes on is crazy, crazy town, and I don't mean a little bit. And the ending, I mean, you were on pins and needles at the ending of it, and it was like, oh my gosh. And then all of a sudden, it's gone. And it's been, like I said, it's going on 2 years. And they said they were supposed to have another one coming up, another season. I sure wish they'd get on the stick and do it. What were you half asleep about, Kubi, watching? Wasn't it on Netflix, Lisa H., Nurse Ratched? So the girls can go watch it so they're up to date on it? Yeah, that would be cool to be able to watch it other ways. Yeah, it's different, isn't it, Kubi? Everyone's used to seeing each other. Nope, it's not yet. And Nana Patty said Outer Banks isn't out yet either. That's going to be a good one for us to watch. What's The Wilds, Lisa H.? Margot, did anyone else see any of these we're talking about? Oh, you don't like scary movies, Kathy? Okay, then don't watch it. Outer Banks isn't scary, though. It's a thriller. No, I have not seen Servant. Yeah, okay, it is Netflix for Nurse Ratched. So make sure to, anyone that likes that kind of suspenseful. Koopy. I'll make buttons BBMRB. Oh my gosh, yes. Was Tell Me Your Secrets. They better have another season because they left it to where you were just betting they were going to have another. You know what I mean? They just left it kind of like hanging. And it's like, what the heck? That was really good. I think she'll be back tomorrow. She was saying something about an auction. I can't see it happening. I mean, she's going to be tired and she's going to have to be bringing everything out of the car and unpack, but you never know. Maybe she will have an auction tomorrow night. She was talking about it. Sometimes you have to have a vacation after the vacation. BBMRB. That could almost be a cheer. Were you able to go much with them, Nana Patty, as far as, when they would go like to on their little excursions other than the beach? Linda's funny too. Oh, I didn't see them get to their hotel. I saw them on the road. Hopefully they're sleeping because I don't think they've gotten a lot of sleep. And Lisa D needs her sleep. But she might have turned the corner and be a night owl now. Kubi, are you normally a night owl if you don't have to work, or are you pretty much set in your time that you sleep regularly? I mean, are you kind of a little early bird there? Scoots and Lexi were on. They were? I didn't see them on. Oh, they were only 3.5 hours away from their house? Wow, they made good time. How long ago were they on? I went to Shell Island with them. That was amazing. Scooter is driving home tonight. I knew she was driving home. Hi, Robin. How are you? How you doing, sweetie? I didn't see Scooter's live. Huh. You're an early to bed, early to rise. I had a feeling that you were. So for you, it's hard to stay up, isn't it, Kubi? Yes, Scoots asked if you were in chat, Daveda. Yeah, no, I didn't even see it. But like I said, I was on the phone a lot today, just dealing with business stuff. Most of the day. I hate those days, to be honest. I hate them. It's like the whole day is just ruined. You know what I mean? Because you're just dealing with all kinds of stuff. And it's like before you know it. And for me, I mean, I started on the phone at 11. I ended on the phone. I mean, not with just one person, but I ended at 4:30. I mean, my whole day. So that's why. And in between the phone calls, I was watching the trial, Johnny Depp, and here I am now. So I didn't see her live. Oh, Justin, what did you say? I just don't know if you're being real. My dad was a high school teacher, and he told me he only did it because he loved all the vacation time. Oh, Justin, I just don't know if it's real. I don't know. It's about 9 our time. Kathy, me too. Okay, thanks. About an hour and a half ago. Man, she really made good time. So, is she that much closer than what Lisa and Carolyn were? Because I know she said she wasn't going to stay in a hotel. I was always watching later while they were at the beach, missed most of them. They were on maybe close to 2 hours ago. Oh, good. So she's almost home. Did you love the lemon pie, Robin? Good. Yeah, Kubi, what vacation time? Kubi's got a few days and that's it. Now, Kubi, what are you going to be doing? Are you going to go snorkeling? I think they're closer, and I think Scoots said she got what? She got lost? Oh heavens! See, I could no more. Nana Patty, you know what? If you're still here, I'm going to tell you right now. Kudos to you, and I say that, and I mean it. There is no way that I could get off a plane, get into a rental car, and find my way to somewhere in another state. I admit it. I admit it without apology. I am the worst at direction. And if any of my kids were here right now, they would go, yep. They just are in amazement how I can get lost in a neighborhood, but I can. And I am not kidding. I have the most terrible sense of direction, even with a GPS. Even with a GPS. So there would be no way I could rent a car and drive anywhere off of an airplane. And I'm not kidding. No, Kim, I really couldn't. I'm not kidding. I'm serious. It is pathetic. I honestly get it's the most bizarre thing. Oh, I'm terrible. I am absolutely terrible. And I admit it. I mean, it's just not one of my strong suits. Yeah. Yeah, Robin, get lost in the backyard almost. You can't sit with your knee bent that long. Ugh. Man, you're something else, Nana Patty. I mean, when I heard that, I thought, you know what? You go, girl. You go, girl. Me, I'd be, oh, I don't know where I'm at. Oh my God, where am I? That would be me. That would be me. You had a scary trip back to the airport with bad fog and deer. My knees kill me. So you had a bunch of deer, Nana Patty? I mean, were they all over the place? Oh, Kathy, you're so lucky. I don't. Not a bit. So Justin says the kids get out in June and go back in September. Man, that's nice. They have a long summer. Kubi's right, though. Teachers, they don't have it off like the kids. Even if they don't teach summer school, they're still working on their curriculum for the next year and planning on things and then going into the. I remember going into the classroom with Sue still in summer and getting the classroom all set up for the next year. I remember doing that. No, I would. I would get lost. I guarantee you that. There's no doubt in my mind. Hi, Karen H. My daughter in law taught for years, and now she does things on Instagram, making curriculums for teachers. And my other daughter in law is a facilitator for public schools after school. Uh, oh, I don't know exactly how to word it, but it works with kids that have to be at the school after and to still carry on some kind of curriculum after school, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? I don't know how to word it. It's Wendy, Jeremy's wife. Some of you got known her through when he was on with me. Justin, maybe my dad was a horrible teacher. I never remember him going back early. Yeah, Nana Patty, I would definitely have to be with you, with someone that knew what they were doing, because believe me when I tell you, it would be no bueno, no good. Oh, yeah, that's what she does, Kubi. Do you remember seeing Wendy, Robin, when Jeremy was on with me? Hi, Barb Olson. Oh yeah, high school's a lot different. Oh, I would never want to be a high school teacher today. Never in a million years. So kudos to anybody that is. My hat goes off to you. And I don't mean just a little bit. Your best friend is a high school principal, and she tells me that all the time. Ugh, mm-mm, no way. You took a nap, so I'm wide awake, drinking coffee. I'll be up all night peeing. Okay. That's just crazy, you guys. But I will say a lot of my best memories were working at the school. That is I if we had not moved, I would probably still be working at that school. You love being a teacher's aide in the late 80s, early 90s. I started volunteering when I was in high school. I helped out kindergarten teacher from 1969. Oh, I know I loved it, Lisa H. I really did. It's 103 there today. Oh, oh, no, just no. Because I know that heat's coming. It was a nice day today, but next week I know we're starting to heat up again. Teachers make a huge impression. I'll tell you what, I told you about my time with the teacher that scared the crap out of me, and to this day I hate math. And I told her that because a couple of my kids had her. When they came home and I saw who their math teacher was in high school, I went, "You got to be kidding me." I go, "I had her." Jeremy and Tanya had her. And when I went to open house, I said, and I almost went back into a kid again. She scared me so bad. She had been in the Air Force, and then she, when she got out, she was a teacher. Okay. And I mean, she was a no mess kind of teacher. You know what I mean? Just right by the book, don't mess around. I'm teaching you, go on to your next class. That's how she was. And so when I went in to see, on open house night, I said, "Miss Petrick," with a lump in my throat, Jeremy and 1 year with Tanya are, they're my kids. Do you remember you were my teacher at Roosevelt? Daveda, Daveda. I said, "Can I also tell you something else? You scared the crap out of me when I took your math class." I had to. I had to tell her because it's the truth. I think because of her, it was something in me that just always was like shell shocked. I mean, she was just so gruff, and you were scared to ever ask a question. And if math isn't your forte anyway, and you have a teacher that's like that, it's like, oh my God, I can't ask. So if you can't ask, how are you going to learn, right? So math was never a wonderful subject for me. She just kind of laughed when I said it, and I thought, well, I'm being real serious right now. I didn't say that part to her, but I was being serious. Your niece is a teacher? I'm just reading. Yeah, I do too. Teachers are great. You're warming up there, Robin? Oh, that's good. Wow, she was still there, huh? Your kindergarten teacher, Lisa? Your husband had the same teacher 2 years in a row and he hated school. I know, I did. Oh, I hated going into her class. I hated it. I really did. Your aunt had the same teacher as you? Oh my gosh. Well, that's what I'm saying, Robin. I mean, there's a lot of good teachers, and then there's teachers that you wonder why you took up this vocation. Because it does stick with kids a lot of times, you know? And then you have the good ones that you think back on and you think, oh, I love that teacher. That's how I think Kubi will be remembered with her kids, you know, from school. I really do. I think that they'll always, I remember my teacher. I won't say her name, but because I'm sure they don't call you Kubi. Because there's teachers I remember that I remember fondly. Oh, Denise, I'm terrible. Yes, I liked English. I loved history. Oh, Kathy, he signed him for him. Oh. Funniest line from a student this year after my in-depth Veterans Day lesson. So we're going to have a war tomorrow on Veterans Day? I love it. I loved history. It's that time of year where I've lost it and I'm laughing with them at all their jokes. Yeah, I do too, Lisa H. I really, really have always enjoyed history. And you know what's funny? I mean, I was, mediocre in school. I mean, I really was because, like I told you before, I took it as a social event and I didn't like it. But then when I started working at the school, it was a totally different situation. And then, of course, my kids, I really stressed the importance of, learning, going to school, and making all of it, a good memory and just learn as much as you can. And they all did. Well, except for Jeremy. But, well, I mean, he did kind of. But, I mean, he, he learned enough to where he's making a very good living. Um, but he didn't take school the same way the other four did. But the other four, they really did, they excelled in school. Nothing like me. Nothing like me. But thank God that they did. Student taught 7th grade geography, but the teacher I was under was horrible. It turned me off from teaching. I see, and it's such a shame. It really is. People don't realize how they can really, what's the word I'm looking for? can't think of the word I'm wanting to use, but I mean, teachers and just people, that you meet, they really can influence greatly another human being. And if they don't realize that, there's a lot of times, especially with teachers, they can really, there's a lot of pressure, I think, on teachers to give kids what they need. Not saying that the parents don't too, but you'd be surprised, and Kubi and anyone that's taught can attest to this. A lot of times those families don't care one iota about what's going on with their kid, and they don't take the time to really listen to what's going on or share and want to know what their homework is. I can't tell you how many kids had that situation that I used to work with for whatever reason. And sometimes those kids only have that teacher in their formative years when they're young. And if they don't have that, or they have a teacher that scares the crap out of you, where do you go? You flounder. I mean, you're just like in midair somewhere. So it's teachers, I mean, I think they should be paid a lot more than they're paid. I love the 4th of July, one of my favorite holidays. My grandson, London, was born on the 4th of July. That's where we were. It'll be 10 years ago this 4th of July. We were in the hospital as the fireworks were going off. London was being born. Can you believe that? And his name's London. The doctor was laughing when he was being born. It's the 4th of July and you're giving birth to London. Actually, I got to start doing some 4th of July DIYs. Not going to do a lot of them, but a few. You guys, and then after 4th of July, what's the next big holiday? Just saying. Nobody has to say what it is, but we all know, right? We all know. You do, Robin? You have all your red, white, and blue out to decorate? Cool. See what I mean, Kubi? And you'll never forget them, and they won't forget you either. Teachers have a big impact on kids, good or bad. Hi, One-Eyed Blind Arts, how are you? Hi, Julia. You were lost on the conquistadors, Justin? I had bad teachers, but the good ones made such an impression on me. I wished I could have told them that. Yeah, that's true. It's true, Kim D. Yeah, isn't that cute, Kubi? London. London James. I had a few bad teachers too, Kim D. Some of them loved to see you fail. And one teacher laughed right along with the class. Wow. Now that's low. Do you really have a Daisha, Kubi? Oh my gosh. That is cool. Your birthday's in August, Kim? A lot of my kids' birthdays are in August. My grandmother was in August. My dad was in August. Jason's in August. My first granddaughter's in August. Daisha's in August. Who else? There's another one that's in August. We're all in the summer months except for a couple. Mike, how the heck are you, mister? What's the haps, Mike? Did you work today? Your brother's in here, Justin. Hi, snow remover. I had a teacher who wanted to send me to school for fine arts, and my dad said no. Really? See, Robin remembers her teachers. I remember my kindergarten teacher, and I remember she came to my house and had dinner. I thought I was with the president. Because you know, as a kid, when you're in kindergarten and your teacher of all people, oh my gosh, she's coming. Oh, she's coming to eat here? I'll never forget that. Hi, Jackie Burns. That's right, Jackie, because you are you still teaching, Jackie, or are you retired? Did they really, Kim D? They would talk about the kids in front of the kids? That's terrible. I mean, think how that would affect a kid. Seriously. You like the bubbles? Oh, good. Justin, did you really prank call 911 as a kid? You know, somehow, I hate to say it, but I believe it. I was shocked when I was a little girl to find out that movie stars use the bathroom. I had a teacher I went fishing with. Oh, that's cool, One Eye. Oh, you're retired, okay. Do I think Carolyn will give you a shell? I wouldn't bank on it. She's pretty attached to every one of them. I don't know, Snow Remover. I'm halfway teasing. You'd have to ask her. Okay, Kubi. You have a good sleep, sweetie. Have a good day tomorrow. Your typing teacher always smelled like pine. It's so weird how we remember certain things, you know? Yeah, we're still kicking, Jackie. Your fiance taught trigonometry, One Eye? Huh, even the thought of trigonometry makes me want to throw up. That's how much math just, oh, it scares the crap out of me. I just don't get, I mean, regular, I mean, you know, math, but I mean, you get me into all that, forget it. You had a teacher that had bad breath. Oh, I can't wait till you do ask her, Snow Remover. I don't think she will. I honestly, I don't, but you never know. was gross and it was strong. Well, you remember Miss Petrick I told you about math, how she scared me to death? She always smelled like cigarette smoke, and I remember that. I remember that. She's very smart and totally blind. That's amazing, One Eye. It really is. Kudos to her. I want to be there too when you ask it, snow remover. You did get a catch, One Eye. I'm glad you found her. Glad you have each other. What are you doing, Mike? What's the news with you? Did you work today? What'd you eat? Don't tell me in and out. Your calculus teacher told me as you get to point in math, it gets easier. Sure, that's what I would have said too, Mike. Yeah, right. I think I took after my dad. My dad got in trouble for smoking inside the high school, and he was a teacher. Justin. My business teacher told us all his wife. Wait a minute. My business teacher told all of us his wife happened to die at home. If his wife happened to die at home, he would throw her in her car and park her at work so he could collect more money. Jeez. Oh, what a guy. What a nice guy. Just one? One little one? You don't even have to wash it. And I'll pay shipping. Oh, that'll be funny. We had a teacher. Oh, he got stoned? And that was the 80s. Yeah, I think I have more good memories of teachers than I have bad. But there are definitely those that are bad, that's for sure. Hold on. I'm gonna go out. Polly, do you want to come out? I want to show you my lights, you guys. Remember I told you I got those lights at Walmart? The solar? Look. Do you see them? And look. See them all out there? They look good now, I think. I mean, that's pretty good, don't you think? I mean, they're not even electric. They're just solar. But they're glass, the tops of them are real glass, and look at how they shine. Oh, you emailed me? What email? Was it my Kappa 1? Was it the Kappa 1 or the Google? Yeah, don't they look good? I mean, they were only like $4, Mike. Let me know which email it was so I know where to look. Because I don't go into my Google email very much. I only go into my Yahoo. I don't know why. But look, I mean, I think it's kind of crazy for only $4 a piece. I was scared they might not work too good. I'll get close and show you here. can you tell, do you see how the glass looks cracked? You know, it has that crackle, but look at how it does on the back of um, the brick wall. How pretty. I'm going to go get some more. When I go to work Thursday after work, I'm going to go, I'd like to get a few for the front. Yeah, I thought those were cool. I mean, for that price, crud. I think so. That's my neighbor's house over there. They're from Walmart, Wally World. Just think, the other night we were watching the eclipse. Now we're watching my solar lights. I have a lot of interesting news, don't I, on my channel? I guess they're getting ready to go to bed over there, just the TV's on. No, Polly, don't bark. Was it the Kappa one, Mike? Let me know before I go off here so I can look. Is Justin making jokes again? Oh, look. And my cucumbers, all of a sudden, look at, they're getting their blooms. Do you see that? Do you see the yellow? Look. Look. Oh, Lord help me. There's a critter out there. I can hear it. It's okay. Even Polly, I can tell. Look at, she's spooked. Are you spooked, Polly? I'll give you your privacy if you're going to take a you-know-what. It's okay. Go ahead. Do you like my little flag I got? I got that at Hobby Lobby. It's a little gnome. It's a honey gnome. See how the light makes it look? Yeah, I'm taking John on a tour, on a 3-hour tour. Okay, the Kappa one. Okay, I'll look. Well, one last look and then I'll get off, and I think I'll try to get another. I have a little video that I want to get up, and all that has to be cut. Look at all that. Oh my gosh, there's so much. All that has to be cut down. And look, my tomato plant's really getting big. Oh, and look. I don't know if you can see, but okay, wait. Look at the little tomato. Look. Do you see that little green tomato right there? Probably can't see it. I have a little tomato growing. Okay, guys. Well, I guess I'll be going. Thanks for coming over. Take one more little look at all these little lights that you see over there. I think that's pretty cool. All right, guys. Love you. I'll be talking to you soon. Remember, the world's a better place because you're in it. Don't ever, ever forget that. There's only one you, and you bring something to this world nobody else can. I'll talk to you soon. Love you guys. Stay safe.